Greetings, everyone. Happy New Year to you again. Now, if I was asked to name the people that support me on this platform, I would refer to you as a tribe. We are a tribe. And the reason why I say this is because when I think about a tribe, for example, I think about a very strong community of friends, of family. But deeper than that, I think about us being a tribe because of our experiences. Some of us have very deep scars. Some of the scars are light, and we can go through life and people don't notice it until we show it to them. Some of our scars are so big that, we want to do things to cover it, to hide it. Some of our scars, are so visible that some of you want to put some cream on it to cause it to fade. But at the end of the day, the scars that I carry are here for me to tell you about or to do any of the things that I mentioned previously. Some I hide because it's personal. Some I share because, it's visible and I cannot hide it. But I'm never trying to hide anything for any other reason except that there are some things that are so personal and so sacred that you don't share it with anybody. But if you're going to be my tribe today, I'm going to teach you a few things. And one of the things I'm going to talk about is forgiveness, and I'm going to explain the meaning of forgiveness. So we're not talking about the kind of forgiveness that we heard about a few years with a man going into a church, and you know what he did to those people in the church. And when they went to court, the people were there saying, I forgive you. We're not talking about that kind of forgiveness because forgiveness is a very complex process. It's something that takes time. While you're going through your experiences that are often very painful, it takes time for you to get to that point where you can say, I forgive. So when this happens, and so soon after it happens, people are, opening their mouth and spewing words that even they don't have the meaning of. We're not talking about that because there are things that have happened in my past that I have forgiven people for, but the forgiveness looks different than it does for other people. Your forgiveness must allow you to see those who hurt you and not feel any emotion. You're neither angry or sad or happy. It's a situation where you have resolved it so deeply that they no longer affect your emotion. That means you have grown stronger and stronger. Your strength, is so firm that their words to you, their negative words, do not affect you. When they speak, instead of you feeling bad, you're not feeling bad for them, but you're saying to yourself, wow, what a shame. What a pity. It is so unfortunate that they're where they're at, attempting to use words to harm you, and you are using forgiveness to unharm them. Forgiveness, therefore, means I don't allow your behavior to affect my emotion. And that's not an easy thing to do, but it is necessary. There was someone who did something that was very hurtful to me, someone that I loved. And, it separated us, obviously, because whenever someone hurts me, the first thing I do is remove myself because I need time to process. I need time to go through whatever it is that I'm going through. And I really don't like to say things that I regret. And I can and do have the ability to really fight dirty. And so I removed myself because I didn't want to do that. And I also believe that, our elders should be given respect, even though sometimes they don't deserve that respect. But I think in general, that is my thing. So if my father or my mother hurts me, I'm not going to say a word. I one disrespectful word to those persons. That's just my own personal beliefs. So with the person that offended me, I removed myself. But it was just eating me away. I was just so angry. I was just so hurt. And I was just regurgitating that fact over and over. And I was inspired and led to call the person. And when I called her and she answered the phone, I said to her, I don't even know why I'm calling you. And she says, I know why you called me, because I was fasting and praying. And as I was talking about what she did to hurt me, this thing came from my gut. It's like a scream. I was so hurt. I was freed. And after that, this person would expect me to, just pick up from where we left off. But it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. But I can tell you, I still love her. And you see, before I made that phone call, I couldn't feel that love anymore. And so when we deny ourselves love, when we forgive people, what we're actually doing is loving ourselves, removing those emotions that are toxic, that are going to age you and make you ill. And you might not think this is true, but think about the people you say the H word, or you can't stand. Think about it. How are you hurting them? Every time they come to your mind, you are so angry. If you were to take a mirror and look at your face when you remember them, you would realize that you're not hurting them. They're still hurting you. And by you allowing them to continue to create havoc in your life, even after you've cut them off, that is not sensible. That's where it comes in. That's where forgiveness comes in. So if you go back in history and you see some horrible things that have happened to you or your family or your loved ones or your ancestors, and you look at the ones who have done this, and you continue to wrinkle your face and you continue to feel this resentment, how does that change anything? You now have the power to change your circumstances. You now are in a world or living in a life that you can now exact justice. And that doesn't mean harming other person, but forewarning yourself to say, this is the nature of the beast. Don't make excuses for it. Just accept it. It makes life a lot easier. And when I say accept it, I'm not saying, okay, you can do whatever you want to do to me because this is your nature. No, it's saying, I'm expecting you to do these things. And if you do not do these things, I'm actually surprised. I forgive you. I don't know you. You don't know me personally. Therefore, I have no reason to be carrying this burden and this weight towards an individual that doesn't know me, or I don't know, or that would never do any terrible thing to me. I have to be sensible in the way I examine the decision of who to stay far away from, knowing history, examining that, and know that it is a possibility that you or he or she could do this thing, but not going through life with all this rage. So in 2022, I've decided to just surround myself with people that uplift me, and I do the same. That symbiotic relationship. People that make me laugh. People that are going to make me laugh. Surround myself with beautiful things that make me happy. And we're not talking about clothes and shoes, and that doesn't make me happy. You know what makes me happy? Beautiful homes. And it doesn't have to be mine. I could just be walking through a neighborhood and I see a home that is aesthetically pleasing. A garden. And if it's winter time and I don't have access to these gardens anymore, that's where the internet comes in. People who have ambition, who don't use anything as an excuse to get them out of this situation into a better one. Sometimes those horrible things that happen to us in our life, they're stepping stones. They're the thing that is supposed to drive our will and our intention. So for those of you who someone have harmed, have done wrong to in the past, and you just wallow in that, in self-pity, you cannot do that anymore. You cannot allow someone who you claim have done you wrong to see you like a piece of rag on the floor. You're supposed to use that experience to shake yourself off and to then walk in direction where the ones who have done you harm can look at you and feel ashamed. No one is going to feel ashamed of what they did if you remain in the dumpster, if you remain forever angry and enraged. After a while, those who hurt you, when they see you move on and move ahead and you don't even remember them, that is the best gift to yourself. These ones are going to lose the power that they have on you. That's what it comes to. When we forgive, we take the power from somebody else and we hold that in our hands. We take the power because once you allow them to cause you to surrender, it's no longer about what this person said or did to you. It's about what you did to yourself. You have failed yourself, because if you could give someone such a power or hold over your own life, that's something they said or something that they did, and sometimes 10, 15 years ago, and you're still there. Now I understand it, people. I'm older now. On January 30th is my birthday. I'm a mature woman now. I can say this. I couldn't say this 4, 3, whatever years ago. But now, after I took back my power, I saw what I was able to do. And I changed the way I see forgiveness. It's not about the other person, it's about me. Stay blessed.